welcome to the Circus of Crazy, also known as the World. I am your ringmaster, GalaxyOfInk, here to take you through the crazy acrobatics of life, and today we're going to talk about school concerts. My school concert is very, very soon, and I'm going to be on holiday break very, very soon. So by the way, when this comes out, it'll be about 2 days before, Christmas, I know, and I'm in the midst of Kwanzaa at the moment. So happy holidays to everybody, by the way. But we're gonna talk about and do another one of those, school kinda stinks videos, but not so much that. Starting from the top, I took band and I am taking chorus. I had to drop band for quite a few reasons. One, because it literally didn't fit into my schedule anymore, but there was some other stuff on top of that. But I used to take percussion in band. Actually, I've gone to several of the, like, where we are, I think they're everywhere. We have, like, special things, like, so if in your county, which is, the, like, region where you live, like, they pick certain kids out of certain schools, and you all come together and perform a concert, and then you can even, like, out of the state, you can get picked, and you could go to a concert for there, and you perform certain songs that you learned with the groups, there. So I've done quite a few of those. They're called all counties. I've done quite a few of them. I was singing and for band, and I was also in jazz band for like all of 2 years. So I have done quite a lot of concerts. School concerts, mind you, and they're all kind of packaged into one. When I was really little, it was always like something to look forward to, and it was still that until freshman year. Until freshman year, it was still something that, like, everybody looked forward to, like, everyone was super excited about, like, you didn't get as much homework those nights, all the teachers were really lenient about everything. I mean, you were so excited to go and perform and everything, and now, this year, even though, like, I act all the time, I'm very big into music, okay, I've got the concert tonight, like, I didn't know about the date of my concert until, like, the beginning of the month. That it was on, and that's, like, really out of character for me, especially because, like, they post the dates of the concert, like, at the beginning of the school year, of, like, okay, this is when it's going to be, so it was kind of funny. It's just, I've kind of lost, like, all the, like, love for it, I guess you would call it. Not all of it. It's still fun to do. It's still fun to get up and perform it and everything. It's just, like, it just happens, and then we get over with, and then it's all done. And I don't really know why that is. Maybe I just, like, for instance, this year quite a few of the songs that we're doing, I'm not as into them as I used to be. But I think it's just that I know that I have to go home and I still have to finish all my global homework. And, like that, number one. And you still have to go home, and you still have stuff to do afterwards. Like, the teachers aren't as lenient about it. And, like, you realize, like, as you get older, like, everybody's in chorus, everyone's in band. Like, it's not like a huge, like, school-wide thing, even though it happens, like, twice a year. It's not like everybody goes to the concert, like, everybody goes to, like, the football games or whatever. It's just, you know, it's just the school concert. You go, you watch, you're done, it's all over with. Our school as well, we try to work in songs from different languages other than English. So I've performed songs in Spanish. I don't think I've ever done one in French. Spanish and Latin a lot. And we're doing one in, no, I think that's still in Latin. I think the one that we're doing this year is in Latin. We have, like, 2 in Latin, I think, this year. I did one in, like, German or something, too. But, that always leads to some very fun things, because sometimes music publishers will print the words in English underneath, but sometimes they won't. So, sometimes you have to, like, Google it, and you find out what you're saying, and it just, like, the direct translations, usually when you Google a song, because they didn't have, like, the words underneath in English, when you actually, like, look it up and try to translate it, it, like, makes no sense in English. Or it's about something, like, really, really obscure, because our chorus teacher will pick the songs for the music, like, not for what they say. So it'll be, like, this really pretty song, and it'll just be about, like, some very, very random, obscure thing that happened in German history, and you're like, okay, great. This year we're actually doing a Kwanzaa song, and we also are doing a, like, song that's, like, a little, like, spin on Jingle Bells. So, actually, I don't know if Jingle Bells is considered, like, a Christmas song. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else does this, but, like, I can't, like, tell you all the lyrics to Jingle Bells in a sense. Like, I could if you asked me to, but, like, I don't have them, like, on hand. Like, I don't, like, remember what the song is about. Probably because, like, we were just taught it at such a young age. It was just, like, a thing here. And it wasn't, like, it's not like it's, like, explained, but then until you, like, listen to, like, actual words to it. Like, one of those things where, like, the older that you get, the more you understand, like, what it actually is. It's like one of those like weird realizations, and Jingle Bells isn't really like that, but it's like, I don't know if it's a Christmas song, like, I don't know if it's considered a Christmas song or not, and then we do like carols at the end with the audience and everything, but chorus isn't really where the fun stuff is. The fun stuff happens in band, because I'm talking a little about my band experience that I had, so I guess this will be both of those, kind of. When I was in band, I was a percussionist, and percussion in our school kind of sort of got the short end of the stick for a lot of stuff. So they would spend like 20 minutes out of like the hour that they had to rehearse with us, like just spending time on the flutes, and then they'd spend like 15 minutes on the trumpets working and everything, and then eventually like they'd go through the entire sections of the band, and then they just turn to us, just be like, percussion, do the thing. It was either that, or it was like, percussion is messing up. Everybody stop now. Nobody talk. We're all gonna focus on the percussion. This one bass has to do this part right. The snare has to play this part right. And the thing with percussion too in our school was that the trumpets had like 15 kids, right? And the flutes had like 20 kids. The flutes took up like 2 rows when I was in like 6th grade. The flutes were like 2 rows of people. And then the trombones even were like 10 people, and in percussion for 2 grades together we had 6 kids. We would do stuff like, I remember one particular song that I ended up doing, I think it was called Dragon Slayer. Yes, it was Dragon Slayer in 5th grade, and I played 5 different instruments in that song. Like, literally was putting down stuff and like picking them up and like smashing things and then dropping them out again, like all at the same time, because we had that few kids. I played a cowbell in that song, I played the gong, I played the tambourine, I played the like, I played the triangle, and I played like, it was, I don't know if everybody has this, it's like, I forget what it was called now. I haven't done percussion in quite a few years now. I forget what it's called, but you would just like play on like this metal, like, I think it was a car part, like a piece of a car. I don't even know if that's like an actual thing that people do. I think it might have just been something that our school like was like, oh, here, play this. So I had to play on that, so that was 5 things that I had to play at once. The snare parts, though, they never had to do anything else. If you were on snare was the big thing, right? So you tried, our band teacher would always try to, like, move around who got snare and which stuff, but if you got snare, that was great news for you. Like, that means that you had, like, a higher, like, if you got snare on the hardest piece, like, in the year, you would get something. I also want to add, like, even with percussion, there was always the, like, in our school, for instance, there was always the, like, oh, you're trombone XYZ, trumpet XYZ. So for percussion, everybody else would pick on us because we always got stuff wrong. But for the trumpets, everyone always would pick on them because they were loud, and they were bad and loud. So you'd have somebody playing the complete wrong note as loud as humanly possible. So that's what we always picked on them for. We always picked on the flutes because the entire second row of flutes couldn't play a note. So you would have the entire first row, which is like 5 kids, and they'd be doing the entire song. By themselves, basically. And then the back row was just like struggling and playing like one note a measure, like offbeat. Trombones were always that they sometimes, because they're hard instruments to play. I say that as percussion, who's the one who didn't ever do anything. Like, everybody always also made fun of us because we had no real skills, because we were just smashing things. But I've played a trumpet before, like, not like I couldn't play a trumpet if I picked it up, but I know how to like do the basics and work it, and it's hard to purse your lips and blow into that thing and get noises out. So the trombones even almost would have a harder time with that, but I guess like trombones sometimes, I guess, I don't know what it was, but they couldn't get certain notes out sometimes. So you'd have like the whole strong trombone section, and then there'd just be one trombone playing one note. Because all the rest of them, like, couldn't do it or anything. Oh gosh, what are the saxophones? Saxophones were always that, the saxophone was always, there were like three kids in saxophone who were real great at it. You know, they really worked hard, they did it. And then everybody else in the saxophone section, because there's like 20 saxophones. There was always a ton of saxophones. Always a ton of saxophones, there was a ton of trumpets, and there was a ton of flutes. And everybody else kind of had like 10 kids or less. But all of the saxophones, that was the group that never did anything. So that was the group that wouldn't show up at their midterm, knew like one note scale, and could like barely fumble their way through their music. The entire thing. But the thing was that they were the group that really didn't care, because they knew that they were gonna pass anyway, so like it didn't matter. Because saxophone was, when we chose our instruments in 3rd grade, it's like, oh, I want to play the saxophone. I'm gonna be a smooth jazz artist and play the saxophone. So that's what ended up making that entire group like that. And the clarinets, we had like, actually, I take it back. We might have had more than the clarinets did. The clarinets might only have had like 5 kids. And also the clarinets, even today, like in our high school band, you always still hear, oh, you have clarinet 1 and clarinet 2, and then you have the clarinets. You hear that they can't really do anything. You hear the flute section is still the same, that the like second half of the flute still can't play a note. Because you can't really get kicked out of band or chorus if you're not good. Which rightfully is so. Like, you shouldn't have to like audition to get in. That's what the select groups are for. Because we have a jazz band, we have select singing groups and stuff like that. But like, it's still just creates in band and in chorus sometimes, in particular. Chorus less so, because with chorus, I mean, there's the element of, if you can't sing, just mouth the words and you're fine. Like, no one's gonna notice. But, with bands, a lot of the time, they might. And if you play a wrong note in band, you're less likely to be drowned out, I feel, sometimes, than others, because it's like 1 out of 5 people playing the wrong note, as opposed to like 1 out of 50 people playing the wrong note. So honestly, I am glad I left band. Just because, and also percussion especially, it's not even 1 out of 5 someone got the wrong note, it's 1 out of 1. If you mess up, everybody hears that you messed up, everyone knows it's you that messed up, like, that was that whole thing. But wish me luck at the concert, I guess. Anything can happen. We've had some stories happen at the concert. I could go through those, like, just absolute fumbles that would just, you wouldn't think would be able to happen. But they did. So, alright, we're gonna see you guys later. You can click right here to subscribe. You can click right here for more of my videos, or you can click down below to like or to comment. Thanks, bye!